Flosstube. This is Haley, otherwise known as Peregrine Stitcher, here on YouTube and also on Instagram. Welcome to my channel. My channel is mostly about cross stitch, and this is Flosstube number 9. Today is, for all intents and purposes, let's say today is Sunday, July 31st. It's definitely not Monday, August 1st, because if it was, I would be working and not doing Flosstube. So it's definitely not Monday, August 1st. I have so much to show you, some really exciting things. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have an idea of some of the things, but there's a lot more. I've had a pretty quiet month in July, so I've had a lot of time for stitching. So I've been having a lot of fun, and let's just get to it. Okay, first finish. She's all done. Princess Elena by Mirabilia. She's so much more incredible in person than I can ever, I think, show you through the camera. The beading, I'm just gonna try to get a little close so you can see some of the beading. And I'm covering my face here, but I'm just gonna kind of slowly go through. There's so much beading on her. It took me most of a week to finish, but she's gorgeous. So when it came to the beading, I had never done beading before. So I had to try a couple of different things. I tried the invisible thread, which was good because you can use it with lots of different colors of beads, but it was also kind of a pain because it's invisible and you can't see it. In some ways it was easier because it was easier to thread through the beading needle, which has a very, very tiny eye, but it was easily tangled, and you know, it's, I don't know what it's made out of, but some kind of plastic. So it's just kind of icky to work with. I used that some. And then I also used like matching floss, which was easier to work with, but really hard to thread through the needle. I guess I could get some needle threaders that would make it a little bit easier. But neither here nor there. I managed to get through the whole thing, and I'm just so excited with how she turned out. I did leave off the little, the antenna that comes back here. That was a little buggy for me. So I just slightly modified her headdress to put some of the bigger treasures like around the crown of her head. But other than that, everything is as called for. I did the skin is 1/1. And this is on a 32 count Peaceful Purple which is the called for fabric. Anyhow, I'm so excited. It's so pretty. Anyhow, I wanted to wait to get it framed to show you, because once it's behind the glass, you're really not going to be able to see everything. But there she is. Yay. I'm so excited. I just love this one so much. And I already have started another Mirabilia, which I will show you in a minute. So that is finished number 1. And then the next thing I finished was a smaller finish, but also I just love this one. So this is Hannah Wells by Brenda Keys, the sampler company. I had this about half done last time, so I went ahead and finished it. Let's see here. So this is on 36 count Cream and Sugar by Fiber on a Whim, and I'm using Leo and Roxy Fallow Red floss. So yeah, it was just a fun stitch. I love the Roman numerals, the Gothic font, and the little row of crowns. So much fun. I got a little off. I had some extra rows in here. These are supposed to be closer together, so I had to make some adjustments down at the bottom with the border and add a little space, but I think it's okay. I wasn't going to go back and change it. So this is for my red sampler wall. Really excited about that, and I have lots of fabric left, so I can use that for something else. So that was good. And then my third finish, which I just finished this weekend, is Elizabeth Isles. She's all done. It's so pretty. I'm so excited. I wasn't planning on finishing it, but I got close and then I just powered through. I spent probably, I don't know, the whole last week finishing it. So this is on a 38 count brewer's malt by Seraphim, and I'm using the Leo and Roxy floss conversion by Trixie Tricycle. With the exception of the bright blue, I substituted a DMC that's just a little more muted than the Blue Lagoon from Leo and Roxy. So yeah. And I also diversified the cherubs using Almond M&M's Skin Collection Silk Floss. And I kind of just, I did what I wanted with the cherubs. I also, in addition to changing the skin color, I kind of just picked whatever outfits I wanted to put on them. It's kind of like playing dress up with dolls in a way. But I ended up using a lot more like of the bright pink and bright blue than in the actual chart. Let me just show you the chart real quick so you could get an idea. I mean, she had some pink and blue, but I definitely used a lot more. And then obviously, as you can see, I changed the verse. And so this is something that I've always liked, and I just thought it was perfect for this chart. So it says, "There's freedom waiting for you on the breezes of the sky. And you ask, what if I fall? Oh, but my darling, what if you fly?" So I thought that went great. It did give me a lot more space that I had to fill in down here because her verse has like 6 lines and is a lot longer. So I just, you know, I added in some of these doodads to try to fill it in. And I also added my initials and Elizabeth Isles initials down here. I thought about adding the years like 1799 and 2022, but I just couldn't find a place where I wanted to add the years that wouldn't be distracting. So I decided against it. But yeah, it's just beautiful. And I didn't like this one at first, but I really got into it. The border was really challenging, not so much the cherubs, but this the double green and blue border. It took me several tries to get that to meet up because there's no rhyme or reason to it. It is not symmetrical. There'll just be like missed stitches all over the place. So beware and be careful if you're doing that first. You have to really count. So I also there was one little leaf, like this little leaf right here was missing. I had to add it. It would drive me crazy. Every other part of the border is symmetrical with the leaves, and it's not on the chart, but I had to add it or it would drive me crazy. So yeah. So I am going to take Elizabeth Isles and Princess Eliana to be framed as soon as I can get an appointment, hopefully in the next week or 2. So yay, very excited about all of that. So I actually, with some finishes, I also have some new starts. I have 3 new starts. So let's see, let's start with this one. So since I finished Princess Eliana, I wanted to go ahead and get started on my next memorabilia, which is at the Met. And so I got a good start on this one, and I love it. It's not going to take near as long as Princess Eliana. So this is the start I have. I got a good start on her dress. The fabric is by Fortnite Fabrics. It's called Mind Blowing. It's kind of a lavender and gray and taupe modeled situation. So I think it'll look really good once everything is stitched on there. So I had a good part of her dress. Obviously haven't done, a lot of the beading. I just wanted to get a sense of what the colors would look like. And I love it. So this will be fun. And again, I don't think that will take all that long. Not like Princess Eliana. I think Princess Eliana took me about 10 months. But this one probably won't be that long. Oops, I just dropped a bunch of stuff. Okay. The second new start that I had is Rejoice Evermore by Brenda Gervais. So I got this as a kit from Evertote. I have it in an Evertote's bag, a little squirrel bag. And I am using the Leo and Roxy, again, the Leo and Roxy floss conversion. Tons of floss. Although I have to say, so I had so much floss left over from Elizabeth Isles. This is all the floss I still have left over. So I might have to go easy on buying kits with Leo and Roxy floss, because I think I'm really starting to get a pretty good supply here. I probably don't need to buy a lot more than what I'm getting in the Floss Club. So here is my start. And this is on a Leo and Roxy linen called Porcelain. It's 36 count. So I got the border done, and I got a good start on that top left-hand corner. One thing I did change, so you can see here in the chart, I don't know if you can see it, but the border's green, and then these leaves are kind of a goldish yellow. But in the floss conversion, let me just show you. So in the floss conversion, this is the border, artichoke. And then this was supposed to be the leaves, which to me, this is green. This is not at all a yellowish gold like the chart. And so I really liked the yellow and the gold, and so I substituted, I found the DMC that matched the floss in the chart. It's 832, and so this is what I'm actually using instead of this light green, which is arugula. And I just like the way that looks better. I think there's more contrast. So you can see there. And a lot of this, this is all that gold too around the green. I just think there's more of a contrast, and it'll look better with the reds and the blues. So yeah, this is fun. I'm looking forward to doing more of this. Okay, so that is Rejoice Evermore. I probably will not put Rejoice Evermore on there. That's a little biblical for me. Okay, and then my third new start, I just started last night. I decided I definitely want to have Blackbird in my monthly rotation. So I am starting Loose Feathers, the Loose Feathers series. This is the first one. And I'll show you my start. Still in the cues now. So I just have a little border started. It's so small. It's so cute. Look, it's, you know, it's smaller than my hand. It's very tiny. This is the entire length and width. So I'm planning on doing all 9 on the same piece of fabric. This is a 36 count affogato by, who does affogato? I think it's Fiber on a Whim. I think it's Fiber on a Whim who does that. But it has a nice green modeling, which I think will look really good. So I'm gonna keep working on this. I just started on it last night. I don't think it'll take me long to finish this because it's fairly small. So I'm hoping I can finish that this week. And I am using the Called For flosses, overdyed flosses. Very pretty. Lots of blues and greens. So I'm excited that I can have that in my rotation because I have so much Blackbird that I want to do, and so I have to start working on it. Okay. My other whips. Okay, I have, let's see, I have the MFE Mystery Sound for 2022, which I am still caught up on miraculously, but I am just loving working on this, especially with this ship. So here we go. So this is on a 32 count Dolly Madison by Needle and Flax, and it's Leo and Roxy Chalkboard Floss 2/2. So I did, for the month of July, it was, whoops, this part of the ship and then this whole area here. And so August, I should be able to do August fairly soon because it's out. I mean, it will be out tomorrow. It'll be out tomorrow. So yeah, and then that whole, I mean, it'll be 2/3 done at that point. So I think it's looking really good. Okay, so that's Modern Folk Embroidery. Then I have my usual, where did it go? I don't have the chart handy, I guess. I didn't get the chart out. But I did do more work on Pandemic. Sorry, I've got hair in my eyes. I just got a haircut, so it's still bothering me. I got a little more done on Pandemic. Let's see here. Okay. Stand up. You see it? Having a hard time fitting it all in a frame at this point. So yeah, so I finished page 18. So I just have page 19 and 20 left. So show you page 18 a little bit closer. Nope. Okay. Yeah, so 18 was basically the rest of this and then all of this. So that's still pretty dense, a lot of stitching, but I only have 2 pages left. That's all I have left to go on Pandemic. So I am so close. I almost think if I get going on page 19, maybe I'll just go ahead and try to finish it. But, you know, I have so many fun things that I'm working on. But at the very least, if I don't finish it this month, it definitely by next month. So it's coming. Sometimes I have nightmares that the border, this border won't meet up. But it'll be fine, right? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. If it's not fine, I'm gonna have a heart attack. It'll be fine. I haven't had any problems with counting on this one because it's just, there's so many areas where you can check yourself to make sure that it's right. So I think it'll be okay. And then I have 2 more whips. I have temperature butterflies. Just barely got this done this month. So here we go. So this is July. As you can see, the world is on fire. Yeah, it's crazy hot. Next month, next month, not this month, because next month starting tomorrow will be August. Probably be all red. So yeah, it's been, you know, high 80s, 90s, really, really hot. But good, that one is always fun. And then I also have been working on the MFE Pride Cell, Made in Love. Choose this one. And oops, I still got that in the case now. I meant to take this out. So maybe I won't be able to show all of this to you because I really am just in the middle of working on it, but I got like about half of it done over here, this side and the bottom, and I'm working my way around. So I had hoped to have this finished and framed for my youngest birthday, and now I'm hoping that I will just at least have it finished. That's August 16th, which is a couple weeks away, and then maybe she can just help me pick out a frame. So that is on 28 count ice blue Swigart, and I'm using the Leo and Roxy Pride collection floss. So let's see, I think those are all of my whips. That's enough, right? That's enough stitching for 1 month, I think. You know, some people have asked how I get so much stitching done. It's a combination of having no social life and insomnia. That's basically what it is. So I really, you know, I have nothing better to do. So I, you know, when I'm not working or doing stuff around the house or adulting, that sort of thing, I'm stitching. And I am I am always up in the middle of the night, at least for 2 hours. And I am usually stitching at that time as well. So that's how I get all the stitching done. But I wouldn't recommend it because it's probably taking years off my life to not be getting good sleep. So I want to get on top of that. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so on to haul, I guess. So let me start with floss clubs. And I'll just go through these quickly. So this is the Leo and Roxy Neutrals. Little Green, Great Lakes. It's kind of a deep dark navy. Green Thumb, Teal of Fortune, and Perry. So I'm loving all of these greens and blues. It seemed like the first few months had a lot of peaches and pinks, and so I really like that they're trying to fill in some of the other families of color. And so these are the brights. So we have Guac, Be Limey, Okie Dokie. Oh, that's a really cool, like orange and yellow variegated floss. Orange You Glad, and Concord. I love that purple. Very pretty. And then Also have color and cotton. So these are the Brights Ultramarine. Look at that. Oh, that just says Caribbean Sea to me. This one does too. Mermaid's Folly. Gorgeous. Oh, this one too. It's a theme. This is called Arctic. But to me, these are the colors of the Caribbean, for sure. Peach Rose and Sunflower. So those are the Brights. So pretty. And then the neutrals, we have Battleship. This is Woodland. Old Lace. Amber Waves. And Cardinal. So yeah, loving both of these floss clubs. They just changed up the floss club for color and cotton. I guess now, rather than focusing on colors from their collection, they're going to be more one of a, you know, sort of one of a kind new colors, and you have to opt in to get their standard colors, which I think I'm going to do. I mean, you can have enough floss, right? All right, I also got some fabric. So I ordered some fabric from Evertotes. They have these one-of-a-kind fabrics. I guess they're not mistakes, but they're things that they can't reproduce again. So this one, I guess it was supposed to be Cherry Cobbler, but now it's July #2. It's a fascinating name, but I just love the color. Look at that. And so my plans for this, I thought I would use this for Birds from Bernhard's Books by Modern Folk Embroidery. And the floss I had in mind is this one, which came in one of the last floss clubs from Leo and Roxy. So this is called Mother of Pearl. So, I don't know, what do you think? So kind of a light colored floss against the burgundy. I have to wait to start it because it isn't, this one isn't in production yet, and I need probably 4 or 5 skeins, I think it said, to do that. So I'm gonna wait on, it's not like I don't have anything else to do, so I'll wait on that a little bit. And then I also got this one. So this was Sunrise Sandcastle, and now it's July 22 #1. But this is just a nice neutral. Kind of a little bit of a peachy cast to it. And then this one is called, it was Under the Shade, now it's July 22 #5. So I don't know what I'll do with this, but I just like that deep green. So those are fun. Caroline, she just started this new channel for her shop, for Evertotes. I gotta stop watching it because it's like, I don't know, every time she shows something I have to buy it. But I love it all. Okay, and then, because I don't have enough fabric, I just got my order from Needle and Flax, which I placed a long time ago. It's back in March, but that's okay. So I got a lot of fabric, and it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I'm not going to take it out of the plastic, but hopefully you can kind of see. So this is Thornfield. I got all 36 count because that's what I'm into right now. So this is a nice light neutral. This is, I got another piece of Dolly Madison. I'm really enjoying working with that. If you hear that siren, so I live in a small village, an old-fashioned village, and they still call the volunteer fire brigade with an actual siren. I guess they don't have group texts. I don't know, but it is what it is. Okay, then I got Steinbeck. tall 36 count. And this is 90s Nirvana. And Dirty Teacup. So I don't know quite yet what I'm going to do with these. I do know I want to use 90s Nirvana for the Rose and the Giant Pear. I have that, and I was waiting for this to stitch. So these are all fat halves, and then I got just little ones of these more unusual colors to try. So this is Petoskey Stone. This is Eastwick, and this is Indora. This looks a lot like Murky, and I do have plans for this one. What's it called? The Moon Walks Down Across the Sky. Night Walks Down Across the Sky. I forget. Anyhow, I'll show it to you next time. I haven't started it yet. So lots of nice fabric. I almost feel like, gosh, maybe I should put in another order now, because it does take a long time to get it, you know. So that was in March. I got it in July, I think. So if I place an order now, it'll be just in time for Christmas. And so I also, sorry, I keep dropping stuff. I also got this, which I'm a little behind on this, because I've seen lots of people who have it, and I have always just used a little notebook. But I decided to order this because I don't really, I plan, but it's kind of, you know, it's not hard and fast. I kind of do what I want to do, and I wanted to get a sense of how long I was spending working on different things. So I did that for July, and I see that pretty consistently I'm spending about 3 days on each project. So it took me like 3 days to do Pandemic, 3 days on At the Met, took me 3 days to do Princess Eliana, 3 days to finish Hannah Wells. Like, that seems to be my MO. I did power through. I spent more than a week on finishing Elizabeth Isles because I was so close. So that just gave me a sense, you know, if I'm working on something about 3 days at a time, that gives me roughly about 10 things I can work on, because not everything takes the full 3 days. Like Temperature Butterflies only takes me like a day, and the MFE Mystery Sal also doesn't take 3 days. It usually would take about 2. So I just made a little list of, you know, the rotation that I want to work on. So I want to work on Long Dog, Mirabilia, the MFE Mystery Sal, 1 red sampler, Temperature Butterflies, Blackbird. I have either Hands Across the Sea or other, like Rejoice Evermore would fall in that category. I have Modern Folk Embroidery just because I have so many patterns that I want to do. And I have Plum Street because I'll show you in a minute. I also have some Plum Street charts that I want to get started. So I thought, you know, that might be good to shoot for, because if I could spend 3 days on each of those, I could get a lot done on a lot of different projects, and they're all like really varied. So along that same line, I think I showed you this last time, but it is in my list to start soon. So this will go into my Plum Street rotation. Miss Bingley's Library is all kitted up, fabric ready to go. And then I also just got Live on Little. And so I'm planning to use probably one of the needle and flax fabrics to do this. It's a big one. The stitch count is like 307 by 207, so that definitely needs a fat half. So I thought maybe I don't know, one of the needle and flax fabrics will work for this. And then I ordered 2 new Mirabilias. This one is brand new. It's not kitted up yet because I'm gonna wait until the kits come out. But this is Tea, Love that. And then this one is kitted up. I don't know what the actual name of this is. It also has to do with tea. Oh, this is Silver Moon tea. And so I do have all the flosses and beads for this one. And again, I think one of these fabrics from either that I got at StitchCon or Needle and Flax will work for that. And I did get, I got all the flosses for Live on Little. So lots of stuff to work on, more than I could probably ever do in a year, but there we go. A couple of floss tubers I've been watching that I wanted to mention. One is Anxious Stitcher. She's from Oregon, which I grew up in Oregon, and I like her projects are really great, and she seems very nice. And then also Sarah Stitchy Spot. Sarah, thank you for shouting me out in your last YouTube video. It's really weird. We are working on a lot of the same things. So it's been great to see her progress on those projects. And I've also gotten some ideas for things I want to work on from her. So shout out to Sarah. Thanks again for mentioning me on your Flosstube video. I also have been watching a couple episodes of Joni Loves Stitching. She hasn't done very many, but she's funny, and she did a beautiful, she did Strawberry Garden by Blackbird Designs, which is out of print. It's absolutely gorgeous. So go check her out. Check all three of them out if you haven't done so already. Okay, let me look at my list, all my stuff. I think that covers all the stitchy stuff. Life updates. Life is good. Life is good. It's summertime. This has been a bit quieter of a month in terms of work, so that's been good. I had my birthday. I had my birthday on July 10th. I turned 49, so yay. It was the last year of my 40s, I guess. Didn't really do anything special. I had dinner with a couple friends the night before, but yeah, I actually, I never had birthday parties growing up. My parents didn't believe in celebrating birthdays, so I never had a birthday party really my entire life. And even like when other kids would have birthday parties at school, I would have to leave and go to the library, which, you know, was probably traumatic at the time, but I also read a lot of books, so I did develop a love of reading. But yeah, so you know what, I think I'm gonna have to make up for it when I turn 50. I think I'm gonna have to go big or go home and finally have a proper party. I have a couple of ideas. You know, I do like to travel, and so I keep an eye out for different things, and I came across an idea that I'm considering. Apparently every summer at Versailles they have these masquerade balls, and I thought, how fun would that be for my 50th birthday to go to Versailles, and you dress up, like you have to dress up in like period costumes or whatever, and you know, all of the help is dressed up, and they do like the old-fashioned dancing, and they have like an actual orchestra and fireworks and champagne, and I just think that would be so much fun. It's kind of expensive, but hey, you know, you have 50 years to make up for. So I am thinking about that, but I'd have to find somebody to go with me. So we'll see. Other travel plans, I'm going to Chicago in a couple weeks. That's work related, and I'm looking now at the fall to see, might go to London possibly in November. One of my good friends lives there, and I haven't seen her in a while. So depending on how things are going with COVID and flights and things like that, that's probably going to be my next trip. Yeah, Other than that, I think I've been stitching a lot and kind of getting ready for August, which tends to rev up again when it comes to work. All the students are coming back week after next, and then the whirlwind begins. So just enjoy the quiet time while I can. So anyhow, that's what's going on. Hope you all are doing well. And I hope to see you again probably before the end of August. So have a good summer, keep calm, and carry on. Bye everyone.